Friends, Lori here. I'm back to do sort of a unique video. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do a video like this before, so this is going to be books that I'm keeping in my collection. So if you have not been following my journey, I've been doing a massive unhaul, rehaul, or reorganization of my bedroom, all the fun things. And I would say I had about 200 to 300 books, or maybe more, maybe like a bunch of books in my bedroom. I have a very, very small bedroom. When I'm done with this, I'll probably do like a room tour for you guys to see. But I had a lot of books. And once the carpet in my room flooded and I had to remove everything, I got rid of about, let's say about 200 and 300 books. You saw that on my previous unhaul. It says it was Unhaul Marie Kondo edition. So this video is a book haul, but it's just the books that I've decided to keep on my TBR. I did unhaul quite a bit. If I had to do an unhaul video for that, it would have been like 9 different parts. So I'm not going to do that. But what I am going to do is I'm going to let you guys know the books that are still on my TBR that I'm going to keep in my collection. And then I'm probably going to do another video for my red books that I'm keeping. Because I have a few of those as well that I'm keeping. But let's get into it. A really fun experience sort of going through all these books because there are some books I forgot that I even owned. So this one is one I forgot I owned, and that is Before the Devil Breaks You by Libba Bray. I did read the first 2 books in this series. I enjoyed them. I really like them, and I just never got around to reading it. There is a small chance I might save this for like Halloween and the creepy season. But I've heard really good things about this one, and then I've heard really mixed thing about King of Crows, but I do definitely want to read this one, and I'll probably eventually get around to reading the final book in the series. Another sequel that is high on my TBR is The Mime Order by Samantha Shannon. I do have the Bone Houses on one of these shelves. I think it's over there. But this is a hardback book. So I got this from Book Outlet when Book Outlet was an appropriate place to buy books from. So this is another one that I am going to keep in my collection. I actually hope to get around to the first book soon. Another creepy one is House of Furies by Madeline Rue. I really struggled a little bit with her Asylum series, but I'm hopeful that this one might be a little bit more up my liking. And again, this is a perfect read for like Halloween. I think I might just do like a Halloween shelf because I have quite a few in here that I sort of left in the shed for Halloween and then I just never got around to it. Another anthology that is Halloween themed is Slasher Girls and Monster Boys, stories selected by April Genevieve Chicolt, and it's has a bunch of different authors like Jay Kristoff, Carrie Ryan, Lee Bardugo, Mary Lou, Daniel Page, Megan Shepard, Kat Winters. So I really am hopeful that I'll finally get this one. My friend Sarah got it to me like a couple of years ago. Another book that I am keeping is Out of the Easy by Ruta Sepetys. I have never read a Ruta Sepetys book, but at this point I have like 5 in my collection. So I hope to get around to one at some point. Another one that I'm decided to keep is Born Wicked by Jessica Spotswood. This is such a classic like YA series, and I love witches. So hopefully I will get around to this one. And again, this is another like Halloween themed book. So again, you guys will sense a little bit of a theme. Some of these are like themed. I also did wind up keeping Walk on Earth the Stranger by Ray Carson. I think I got this from like an event, I think. And I have never read her other series, but this is like a historical fiction about gold. I think it has about gold magic, which sounds really, really cool. Also, Haunting in the Deep. This is the sequel to How to Hang a Witch, and this one is about the Titanic, which I love that time period and that event so much. I have some non-fiction reads that I always wanted to read. This is The Lodger Shakespeare, and this is just like a non-fiction one, and also The Age of Shakespeare. And I wanted to read these at some point, and they're the only non-fiction books I kept, so these will go into my non-fiction collection that hopefully I will get better at reading. Fire Study by Marie V. Snyder. My friend Alex got this for me a couple of years ago, and I have the first one over there on one of my TBR cards. Also, Perfect Lies by Kirsten White. I actually read the first book, Mind Games, liked it. I figured I would just give the sequel a chance because it's not that long. So that's another one I'm keeping. This one I've had for so long, and this is The Possible by Tara Attabolo, and this has to do with a teen explores her dark family past and the dangerous powers of will in this novel from the acclaimed author of The Leaving, and this has to do with a telekinetic ability, which I think is super cool. I always, whenever I think of telekinesis, I always remind myself of 11 from Stranger Things. Dumpling by Julie Murphy is a book I've had for so long. And I think this was like an Owl Crate book, like back in the day. And I just never got around to reading it. And I also never watched the movie. So this might be a perfect summer read as well. I also have Hocus Pocus, which is like a comic book you can play. And I got this from Quirk Books at one of the conventions. But I also need like a graphic novel, a middle grade graphic novel for a reading challenge I'm doing next month. So that's the major reason I kept this one for that reading challenge. And also this is another anthology, a Love Oz YA anthology. It just has a bunch of short stories written by Australian authors, and Amy Kaufman signed it for me, so I'm gonna keep this one and see if I like it, and maybe I'll find some new authors to sort of tackle. I also wound up keeping The Arithmetist by Brandon Sanderson. I've been really struggling with his adult reads, like, quite a bit, but I think middle grade might be the location, so this is another one that I will add to my TBR again. And also Corner of White by Jacqueline Moriarty. This is like a mild fantasy story, I think, and I heard that it's really, really cute, so I'm happy that I will get this. And this is, again, another magic themed novel that I will probably read either in the summer or in the fall, hopefully. Next box of books is Ice Kissed by Amanda Hocking. I have to look to see if I kept Frostfire. If I didn't keep Frostfire, I'm probably gonna unhaul this one. I just can't remember if I wound up keeping it or not. Also, another fun find was Amazing, Fantastic, Incredible, A Marvelous Memo by Stan Lee. He actually signed this for me back in the day. He signed this one for me when I met him before he passed away, and I never got around to reading it, but it's just a fun thing to have, and I will probably read it eventually, but it's just a fun thing to have it signed by him because he unfortunately is no longer with us. I also got the sequel to, this is an arc I got a while ago, but Bright Burns the Night. Can't remember the name of the first book, but let me see if it says it. Dark Breaks the Dawn, and I still did keep that one, so that's why I wound up keeping this one as well. The Vanishing Stair by Maureen Johnson. This one's actually signed to me. I actually liked the first one, but never got around to reading the other books in the series, but this one is signed to me, so I'll probably leave it and then I'll probably unhaul it, but figure if I see it, I'm more likely to read it. The Passion of Dolce by Julie Berry. I do have another one of her books, The Lovely War, because everyone loved that book. Like, so many booktubers I follow really liked it, so I went up, got this one for $1 at Book Off, like a couple of years ago, and this one is like $12.41, which I think is an awesome, I don't think I've ever read a book in that time period, so I'm really excited to see that and see about her writing style. Another Brandon Sanderson series is Alcatra versus the Evil Librarians, which, again, this is like a much longer series, but as I've said, I've been really struggling with his adult series, so hopefully maybe middle grade might be the location that I fare a little better. Also, Proxy by Alex London. I really have, like, I have to make sure I still have that book. Read, I like Black Wings Beating a lot. I just haven't seen Red Skies Falling. Oh, it's on my TBR card. But this was another one of his series where, like, you pick someone to be your proxy and everything bad that you do, the effects happen to that person, which I thought was kind of a unique concept. I don't think this one's signed. I think I got this for free at Books of Wonder because I spent like $80 or something a long time ago. And then this is The Unicorn Quest, Secret of the Stone by Camilla Benko. If I don't have, I think I wound up keeping book one, but if I don't, I'll probably wind up unhauling this one. This is an arc though. Also, The Five Kingdoms by Brandon Mull. I really love his Fable Herring series, and I started his Beyonder series and also really enjoyed it. I don't know what anything this is about, but I know that I like Brandon Mull's writing a lot. Also, Meant to Be by Lauren Morrell is another contemporary book, and I'll probably read it this summer, now that I actually remember that I own it. And then Like the River by Ray Carson. I think I got this from an event. From one of the events I went to in New York City Comic Con. I think I got like 2 books from her or something. There was like a bag of books, and this was one, and this is the sequel to Walk on Earth the Stranger. Very, very pretty cover too. And I also do have the other Shannon Hale books. I have Forestborn, I have River Secrets, and I also have Enna Burning. I don't have the Goose Girl though. This is the one I don't have in that collection, so that is my next box of books that I am going to keep in my collection. Thinking like this is the last box of books that are in my collection. I can see my whole collection now, which has never happened to me before, which I think is going to change my reading game a little bit. Like I think it's going to change my reading game because I can actually see all of my books, which was hard. I will admit it was hard to sort of like go through my collection, but not really. Like some of the books I just forgot that I owned. I've said this before, like in my previous unhaul videos, I go to a lot of conventions when they're able to occur. So like I just get a lot of ARCs that way. And I buy books with my friends when we're able to go book shopping together. So it's been about a year since we've actually gone book shopping. We're going to do that in the next couple of weeks because we're all vaccinated. But let's get into the last box of books. Oh, The Devil's Thief by Lisa Maxwell. This is the sequel to The Last Magician. Again, I forgot I owned this. All these books in here, I literally forgot that I owned. So, The Labyrinth Lost by Zardaya Cordova. I, again, forgot I had this, but this is a witch-themed novel, and I've met this author like 1,000 times and never picked up any of her books. So, really excited. I also have Curtsies and Conspiracies and Waistcoats and Weaponry. I thought I had the other one, but maybe I didn't. But these are the 2 in the Parasol in the Finishing School series. I read the first one. I liked it. Hopefully I like the other series too. And then the last series I'm keeping in my collection is Anti-Goddess and Mortal Gods by Kendare Blake. I really liked her 3 Dark Crown series, like loved it, and I really wanted to read more by this author, and I got these from Book Outlet, I believe. So that is my mini books I'm keeping in my collection video. Let me know if you guys want to see my whole collection. I could probably do it now that I actually know where all my books are, but I hope you guys like this. Thank you guys for tagging along on this journey with me. Let me know if you have been inspired to do some spring cleaning in the comments, and I'll talk to you guys soon for my next video.